Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Walker Stadium in the heart of the Rose City. Elks getting ready for the series finale against the Portland Pickles. Here with Portland native and Jackson Elder, got to pitch in front of a lot of your friends and family last night. How was that to have their support here?
Oh, I mean, it was awesome. I mean, my dad, he got super excited when he found out that I was throwing in Portland, so it was really cool to see everyone, show out.
And everyone showing out with the Utah Ute shirts and making that jump to the D1 level this past year. How much has that university meant to you and helped you on your baseball development?
Oh, it's amazing. The coaches took a chance on me. I didn't have the greatest JUCO season, and they took a shot, and they believed that they could help me out, and turn my career around. Pac-12 going to Big 12 is, it's amazing. I couldn't ask for more.
And growing up as a kid in Portland, when did you first find your love for baseball?
Oh, I mean, day one, really. I Little League to, after Little League, I always had a passion for baseball. I ended up quitting after, I think third grade for a year. My dad wasn't super happy about that. But, he let me make my own decision. It actually brought me back into it with a stronger passion for it. The baseball is my sanctuary. Baseball field's my sanctuary. So when I took a step away from it for, that half season, it made me realize, how much I missed it and how much I love the game.
What makes it so peaceful in your sanctuary and your getaway from everything else in life?
Well, it's just like the little nuances of the game. It's such a mental, you have to have such a strong mental fortitude to play the game at a high level. And it's always just, taking your mind off of, things outside of baseball, because you can't think about anything else besides the game when you're playing. Taking everything, one pitch at a time and, focusing in on that at bat or that game, taking each day at a time.
With that mental aspect, is that what maybe drew you to the pitching side, the games of the mind games you have to play every single at bat?
Actually, no. If you would have told me, my junior year of high school, I would have been a PO. I would have called you crazy. I loved hitting. I loved playing the field. I played, right and shortstop my junior year at Central Catholic, and I had the surgery in October 2019 that, kind of took my shoulder out of it and took me out of the game for, 2 years. So when I came back, my coach at Lane, Josh Blunt, he really wanted me to focus on pitching and just getting back healthy on the field, and didn't want to take any risks, doing anything outside of that.
And how did that surgery alter your plans for what you were ultimately going to do with baseball?
Oh, I mean, it altered everything. It changed my life. I hurt my shoulder playing football, but it happened prior to that. There was little subluxations that happened. Diving back into first base. Diving for balls in the outfield. There was a lot of things that happened that football was the last straw. And then just coming back from that, it took me 2 years to even hit 85 again. So just kind of I had a really good people in my corner helping me out. At Roke, there's this place in Tiger that helped me out. Kent Morimatsu and Stephen Dempsey helped me build my body back up and get me back on the field really quick.
And so, working your way back, you end up going to Lane CC. What did you learn through your time there, both the good and the bad?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good. At Lane, it's a pro-style program. You're left on your own, and they want you to figure that out and figure out, what you need to do to keep your body healthy, keep you playing at a high level. And I really took that for granted because I didn't understand what they were doing at the time because I needed help and I wanted help. But I really, looking back on it, I'm really grateful for that because it showed me, it made me, who I am today, and it's the reason why I have a work ethic. You can't always have someone on, by your shoulder or helping you out 24/7. So just really honing in on your skills outside of the game and outside of the field is everything.
And how were you able to accomplish that in having that self-work ethic? Because it showcases in your pitching every day that competitive drive that you have. What kind of sparked that change in you to really be that everyday competitor?
Well, that was the one thing at Lane that I didn't do very well at was competing. I was worried about the wrong things. Obviously, I was coming back from surgery, and it took me out of the game for a while, and I wasn't really mentally prepared for that comeback. But once I went to Utah, the fall kind of changed my mindset. They're running us, they're working us hard every day. We got 6 a.m. weights. You're waking up early, going to bed at 7 p.m. It's a huge change. So with that change, it really helped.
And also shifting not only in the competitive aspect for you individually, but also having Aiden being competitive on the mound through the addition of a pitching coach, having to go through your time in that JUCO process of finding your own self, but without the aid of a pitching coach. How difficult was that for you?
It was extremely difficult. When you have a bad day on the mound and you go home at night, it's people always talk about how hard it is when you're not throwing well that game, but the real challenge comes after once you leave the field, once you go home. And I just eat myself alive, at night in bed, just thinking about the outing. If I didn't have a good outing, last night I didn't have a very good outing, didn't sleep very well, but I still had my coach reaching out to me, building me up. And at Lane, it was really tough. I had a lot of really, shaky outings, and it's just when you go home at night, that's the real problem.
How have you built the mental strength over time to deal with those?
Well, it started, it started in catch play, it started in the bullpen when you're not having, as bad of outings, so often you're having good outings after good outings. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier on your mental, and it's a lot easier on your body. So yeah, Coach Henderson's helped me out a lot.
What are some eye-opening things that you've had going to Utah and having the things of ability to have a pitching coach now that you hadn't seen before, and you're like, wow, this is how it works?
Well, yeah, day one I showed up there. We had an independent practice, Indies, and I was playing catch with one of my teammates, and it was just him and me and my teammate for an hour with Coach Henderson, and he stood behind me. I hadn't had a coach stand behind me while I was playing catch, since high school, really. And even in high school, I wasn't really a pitcher, so, I was kind of on my own. But when I got to Utah, playing catch with that, with coach behind me in my ear, giving me little tips here and there, challenging me to, really, throw the top of the baseball, throw it out his belt, not throwing it head high, letting, the pitches just go wherever you want, the throws go wherever you want. The challenge. It's the challenge every day that he's having me go through mentally, physically, and really honing in my skills.
And honing in on those skills, a place you've also been able to hone on your skills is here in Bend in your first and now second season. How has the summer ball aspect of being here in Bend played part in your development?
Oh, it's huge. I came here. I wanted to come here. My coaches, they wanted me to go to the East Coast, and I was like, hey, I really want to go back to Bend. I need to earn my spot there again. So when I came back, Coach Cox has done a great job with us, letting us do what we want. And then Sales was here for the first 3 weeks, and he's the real reason I came back, because I love the coaching staff, I love the environment, I love the players that we get, and just going out there every Saturday or every Sunday, whatever day is my day, and just giving it my absolute all.
And you've talked about how baseball is your sanctuary, but also being in the outdoors is a peaceful setting for you. You're an outdoorsman. You like to explore all these different places. What drives that for you, and being able to explore the wonderful nature that we have out here in the PNW?
I've always been an outside guy, but in Bend, there's something different about it. Going around hiking by yourself, letting your mind relax, and just get away from the noise. That's really what it comes down to. Getting away from the noise, being by yourself, thinking in your head. Obviously, hopefully they're good thoughts, but just trying to get out and have fun and be by yourself and really work on yourself.
Have you been able to find that too as well in Utah with the beautiful serenity there?
Yeah, well, I came in the fall, and I didn't really have a lot of free time, but I'm planning when I go back, I'm gonna do a lot more exploration.
Well, you get to enjoy some of the mountains and some of the rivers in Bend, and take down over to the beautiful Rocky Mountains in Utah and Salt Lake City. Jackson Elder, thanks so much for taking the time. Glad you're back for a second season, and congratulations and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Elks taking on the Portland Pickles, looking to salvage the series finale tonight at 6:05.